Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of my DIY Sisterlocks or Microlocs install, whichever one you want to call them. I feel like they are very similar. The only real difference between Sisterlocks and Microlocs is that Sisterlocks needs to be completed by a certified Sisterlocks consultant like myself, someone that has taken the training, someone that is well educated on the process of installing tiny locks, or as we would say, establishing tiny locks, because we're not actually installing anything. But in terms of locking patterns, everyone is aware of the 4-point or 3-point rotation. Sisterlocks has created a few more for various hair types that if you've taken the class, you obviously know about. And Sisterlocks follows a very particular grid, and we do interlocking only. If you do microlocs, you can get them any size, any locking pattern. You can get 3-point rotation, 4-point rotation, braids, or twists. Sisterlocks is strictly interlocking using one of the interlocking methods that they have set forth for us. Sisterlocks also follows a very specific grid, usually going from small, medium, large, medium, small throughout the head, but that varies also depending on just your hair density, your hair texture. Sisterlocks takes that into account heavily versus if you go to a Microlocs consultant, they may just give you small because that's what you want, versus Sisterlocks, it's more so about the size your head can hold. I'm at the process now where I'm starting from the front. Some people like to start from the back. I personally don't recommend that because to me, the front sets up the foundation for the back. Some people can still align the back with the front, but I find it way easier to establish the front, make sure the front is as perfectly straight as I can get it, and that will help align the back. I feel like personally doing my own hair and doing other people's hair, once I get the front done, the back is a breeze. I've done the back once before and I always feel like, it's not quite lining up. So yeah, those are probably just my preference because I've seen some people do the back and it still turns out beautifully. But I recommend starting from the front because it does set the foundation. I recommend starting from the middle part and then working our way down because every single lock underneath can be in alignment with that lock. Like I said before, I did feel like my set prior was a bit on the tinier side, more on the small side in the front, which is recommended by the Sisterlocks grid to put small in the front for fullness. But for my own personal take, I prefer not the front to be large, but I prefer the front to be medium. So I'm going to go in and make sure that the front is in a healthy small. It's very difficult to even put it into words because, yeah, I'm really going for 3/8 and half size parting pretty much throughout my entire head. As opposed to before, I feel like I definitely had a lot of smaller ones in the past, my first set. And one thing I want to stress is that everybody wants microlocs, and they're micro regardless. You have 300 plus, they're micro regardless. But there is a fine line between small and healthy small. And a lot of people will come in and say, I want 500 locks. And that conversation has been going around a lot. Can your head hold 500 locks? Can your density maintain 500 locks? It's going to look beautiful when it starts to flourish and when it's in that not quite settled phase. But once your hair starts to lock and locks start to break, especially around the edges, I'm doing them a little half size around the edges for sure, because those are the ones that thin out the fastest. Those are the ones that start to break the quickest. And I hear a lot of locticians just over time saying, I wish I would have done the front a little bit larger. But As you can see, I'm breezing through the front. I did speed it up quite a bit, just to get through it. But this part two will just be focusing on the front, making sure those lines are straight. After my install, I did go back in and straighten a few lines that just that weren't as straight as I wanted them to be. But one thing I noticed, that locking your hair over 5 days, your locks that were established on day 1 are older than the locks that are established on day 5. So sometimes it looked like my grid was shifting a bit, but really it was new growth already starting to come in. So I thought that was amazing, just to see that when your hair is in a locked state, it really does flourish. It really does grow very quickly. But I forgot to show you guys one other tool that I use that is very, very, very important. It is the 3-way mirror. I don't know how I would have gotten this establishment done without this. I meant to put it in my other video, just to kind of show you guys, when I was showing you guys all of the supplies I used. But the 3-way mirror is, I don't really know how I would have gotten it done. I envisioned myself sitting down and just establishing my locks, but I needed to be up on my feet. I needed to have that mirror. I needed to be able to see all the angles, and being able to turn and twist and bend and look sideways and look in all the directions. That mirror is a game changer. And I not only used that mirror, I used the mirror in the bathroom. So I put this mirror up against the bathroom door, and then I used all 3 sides of that mirror, and then I used the back. I used the mirror in the bathroom behind me to kind of get a 4th angle. So yeah, you need all the mirrors you can get. You need all the stamina and water you can drink and have, so that you can just be up for it. And I realized that trying to do this when you're tired isn't going to work. So getting some rest, not trying to bite off more than you can chew. It's better to do 1 or 2 sections a day and limit yourself to maybe 3 or 4 hours a day, as opposed to trying to crash out and do a marathon, because you want it to be in alignment. I'm very proud of the way my hair came out. And of course I think to myself, oh, if I would have went to somebody else, it could have been more perfect. It could have been more this and more that. But I think that me being able to do this on my own was, I don't know, sentimental to me, just because I've been a consultant for so long and I've done so many establishments, and I'm a DIY girl at heart. I've been DIYing my way through life. So this was just an exciting journey for me to start on my own this time. And I appreciate you guys for coming along. So part 3 will be on the back. See you soon.